Hold on to your wigs and cancel your plans, because what we're about to reveal will make every messy reality show you've ever seen look like a Sunday church picnic. Imagine spending weeks, no months, believing one version of a story only, to find out you've been lied to, manipulated, and played like a secondhand violin in a high school marching band. You thought you knew what went down between Lil Scrappy and Erica Pinkett. Think again. What if I told you the whole baby daddy narrative was built on a foundation of Instagram filters, crocodile tears, and a twisted thirst for fame? If I told you that the DNA test results don't just prove Scrappy's innocence, they blow the lid off a scandal so messy it makes love and hip-hop look like Sesame Street. And let's not even get started on the mystery guest who got dragged into this emotional dumpster fire. Because once Scrappy pulled out that little white envelope, all hell broke loose. Lies were exposed, reputations were torched, and the internet. Oh baby, the internet imploded. So buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into a saga of deception, betrayal, and one DNA test that changes everything. Just when you thought the internet couldn't get any messier. Here comes Lil Scrappy, with a DNA envelope that didn't just shut down Erica Pinkett's storyline, it detonated it. For weeks, she had the blogs spinning, the fans sobbing, and the public completely eating out of her hand. Oh yes, Erica Pinkett was the victim, the scorned woman, the mother fighting for justice. Or so we thought. But all it took was one crisp document to snatch wigs, silence timelines, and expose a narrative that was faker than a rented Lambo in an influencer photo shoot. Lil Scrappy, usually known for his drama-filled love life and love and hip-hop theatrics, finally pulled back the curtain. And let me tell you, what was hiding behind that curtain was so shocking, even Mona Scott probably dropped her phone. Erica claimed Scrappy fathered her child. Repeatedly, publicly, tearfully, she painted him as a deadbeat. She sobbed into camera lenses. She posted cryptic quotes like, "Some men don't deserve to be called fathers." And you know what? The public bought it. Hook, line, and scandal. But there's one tiny problem: Scrappy ain't the father. And now that the DNA test has surfaced, Erica's entire victim narrative is collapsing faster than a house of cards. In a hurricane. According to close insiders, Scrappy had been suspicious for months. He reportedly told friends he had doubts but wanted to avoid a media circus. And while Erica continued to parade her version of events across every platform imaginable, Scrappy stayed quiet. Until now. What a reveal it was! The DNA test, confirmed by a reliable lab, proved with 99.99% certainty that Scrappy is not the biological father of Erica's child. Not 50%, not 75%. A full rejection. And in a single breath, all the stories, all the sympathy, all the carefully constructed deception crumbled. But let's rewind a bit, shall we? This didn't start yesterday. Erica Pinkett has a long history of stirring up headlines, some warranted, others wildly questionable. She's been in the scene long enough to know exactly how to spin a narrative and milk public attention, from tearful confessionals to dramatic social media posts. Erica built a brand around being misunderstood, mistreated, and maligned. And for a while, people believed it, till Scrappy pulled the ultimate reversal. Insiders say he didn't just drop the DNA results to clear his name, he did it to send a message. It's a message to the industry, to the fans, and to every so-called victim weaponizing fake narratives for clout. And who got caught in the crossfire of this chaotic fallout? Jada Bella. Yes, the one who's been quietly standing beside Scrappy this entire time while Erica's storm raged on. Erica tried to paint her as the other woman, the side piece, the homewrecker. But in reality, Jada had receipts of her own. While Erica was crafting fairy tales for the media, Jada was quietly collecting screenshots, timestamps, and even witness statements. According to sources close to the situation, Jada had been advising Scrappy to get the paternity test done for months. She knew something wasn't right, and when the truth finally dropped, she wasn't surprised. She was vindicated. But don't think for a second that Erica went down without a fight. Oh no, the moment those results hit the fan, she pivoted faster than a politician caught on a hot mic. Suddenly, her posts got more cryptic. Suddenly, she wanted privacy during this sensitive time. And suddenly, people who once cheered for her began asking questions. It didn't help that new reports started emerging almost immediately after. The test results leaked, alleged voice notes, anonymous texts, and shady DMs hinting that Erica may have known all along that Scrappy wasn't the father. The narrative quickly shifted from wronged woman to master manipulator. And with every passing hour, more cracks appeared in her carefully curated facade. But what's truly wild is the level of planning some sources claim went into this mess. We're talking about a strategy. Allegedly, Erica had been planting stories in gossip blogs, coaching friends on what to say in interviews, and even discussing a potential docuseries about her struggles as a single mother. One anonymous insider even claimed she pitched a show to a streaming service that would document her fight for paternity justice. Imagine building an empire on a lie, only to watch it burn because of one inconvenient test result. The twist: Erica may have believed Scrappy wouldn't push back, that he'd stay silent, that he'd let public opinion crucify him while she played martyr. But Scrappy had receipts. And when he finally spoke out, it wasn't just to defend himself. It was to go on offense. He didn't just clear his name. He lit a match and set the entire narrative on fire. The public reaction? Chaos. Fans who had blindly supported Erica began deleting their supportive comments. Influencers who reposted her story quietly took it down. And the internet, as expected, turned into a battleground of Team Scrappy versus Team Erica. But make no mistake, this wasn't just a personal feud. This was a calculated takedown. DNA-fueled mic drop that no one saw coming. And while Erica scrambles to regain control of the story, Scrappy is finally stepping into the light, reclaiming his voice and letting the receipts do the talking. Because when the truth hits this hard, there's no need for captions. Just results. As the dust barely began to settle, more layers of this scandal started to peel back, and what was underneath made the original drama look like a warm-up act. With the DNA test results now public, Erica's carefully crafted narrative had completely unraveled, and the people who once stood by her were now scrambling for cover. But this story wasn't done spinning. Not even close. New revelations started pouring in from alleged insiders and anonymous sources, each one more explosive than the last. Word on the street was that Erica didn't just lie about the baby's paternity. She allegedly orchestrated an entire operation built around manipulating public sympathy, monetizing drama, and building a brand off falsehoods. According to one source who claimed to have worked closely with her during her so-called emotional breakdown period, Erica had plans in motion long before she even announced her pregnancy. Plans that included exclusive interviews, staged paparazzi moments, and even a pitch deck for a reality series centered around her journey as a single mother abandoned by a celebrity. One media insider claimed she had been in talks with a mid-tier streaming platform just weeks before the DNA results dropped, trying to land a documentary-style special. It wasn't a personal issue. It was a full-blown business model. Then came the voice memos. Leaked audio messages allegedly sent from Erica to a friend were making rounds in private groups, in which she seemed to be discussing ways to keep the pressure on Scrappy and control the media before he says anything. While the recordings haven't been independently verified, the tone and timing had fans and media alike raising eyebrows. But it didn't stop there. Another leak showed alleged emails between Erica's team and a popular gossip blog offering exclusive content in exchange for spinning the narrative in her favor. The message reportedly included a media kit, brand deal pitch sheets, and a breakdown of potential angles for coverage. This was no ordinary paternity dispute. This was media warfare. And it started to become painfully clear that the story Erica had been feeding the world was cooked up in a boardroom, not born from heartbreak. Meanwhile, Scrappy's camp wasn't just sitting back. Sources close to his inner circle said he had assembled a legal team weeks before the test results came out. These weren't your average celebrity lawyers. This was a high-powered team, with experience in defamation, fraud, and civil litigation. According to a leaked legal memo, Scrappy was exploring multiple avenues for legal action, including suing for emotional distress, reputational damage, and intentional defamation. And let's be clear, these weren't hollow threats. Scrappy's reps had already sent cease and desist letters to several media outlets that published Erica's story without verifying facts. And word is, they're just getting started. Social media exploded. Thousands of fans who had originally sided with Erica began switching camps. Posts exposing Erica's past behavior, screenshots of old contradictory interviews, and videos where she slipped up on her own timeline began surfacing. Became an internet-wide investigation, with amateur sleuths digging through every piece of content Erica had posted over the last 2 years. One clip in particular started going viral. Podcast interview from early last year where Erica was asked about a relationship with Scrappy, and she visibly fumbled the timeline of when they were supposedly involved. Fans immediately picked up on the inconsistency, and suddenly the interview that once earned her sympathy was now being torn apart as evidence of deception. But what really turned the tide was when Jada Bella broke her silence. In a raw, emotional live video, she didn't just defend Scrappy, she exposed Erica. She spoke about late-night calls, threatening messages, and how she was told by mutual friends that Erica was planning to use the baby to get attention and sympathy. Jada, who had stayed silent through most of the drama, became a voice of reason, and people listened. Her video was shared across platforms, and her words sparked a new wave of criticism toward Erica. Even celebrities started chiming in. A well-known reality TV personality tweeted, "If you lie about something that serious, you deserve every consequence that comes your way." That tweet alone triggered a frenzy of responses, with fans calling for brands to drop Erica from endorsement deals, and some even demanding she be blacklisted from future reality TV appearances. And yet, despite all this, Erica seemed determined to hold on to her narrative. She started posting vague quotes about betrayal and standing alone against the world. She hinted that the DNA test results were doctored, despite them being verified through a third-party lab with legal oversight. She posted throwback photos with captions suggesting that Scrappy was still emotionally involved, trying to keep the door open for doubt. But the damage had already been done. Public trust had eroded. The receipts were out in the open, and Erica's cries of innocence were falling on increasingly deaf ears. A growing group of former supporters launched a digital campaign demanding accountability. Petitions began circulating, urging networks not to give Erica a platform to spin the story further. Some even tagged sponsors in her posts, warning them that associating with someone accused of fabricating such a massive lie could backfire. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, a new claim dropped that Erica allegedly offered money to a mutual acquaintance to stay quiet about the real timeline of events. Screenshots of a Cash App transaction paired with a suspiciously timed NDA document began making rounds in group chats and comment sections. While nothing has been confirmed, the timing couldn't have been worse. The speculation only added fuel to a fire already blazing out of control. As for Scrappy, sources say he's doing his best to stay focused, leaning on his team and keeping a tight circle. But insiders close to him admit he's hurt not just by the accusation, but by how quickly the public turned on him before the truth had a chance to surface. He's not just fighting for his name now, he's fighting to rebuild the trust that was shattered in the storm. As the storm continued to rage, the fallout from Erica Pinkett's shattered narrative was beginning to spread like wildfire, dragging more people and more consequences into its wake. What started as a seemingly simple paternity accusation had spiraled into one of the most damaging public scandals in recent memory. And while Erica tried desperately to cling to the remnants of her story, the public wasn't buying it anymore. The DNA results had ripped the mask off, and now the world was watching as the real face of the drama came into full view. Legal experts started weighing in on national panels and gossip segments, analyzing the potential implications of Erica's actions. Many of them agreed if Scrappy pursued legal action, he could have a solid defamation case. But this wasn't just about courtrooms and headlines. The emotional toll was mounting, and people close to Scrappy revealed that behind the scenes, he was drained, while he appeared calm and collected on social media. Those close to him said he was privately dealing with the betrayal, the stress, and the pressure of reclaiming his narrative in a world that had already crucified him once. But Scrappy wasn't the only one suffering. Jada Bella, who had become an unexpected centerpiece in this chaotic mess, found herself dodging rumors, fan attacks, and thinly veiled jabs from Erica's loyal supporters. Jada had maintained her composure publicly, but sources claimed she was fed up. There were whispers that she was preparing to release her own statement, a full timeline, receipts included, that would finally shut down all remaining speculation about her role in the drama. But whether she goes public or not, the damage to her peace was already done. Erica, on the other hand, was spiraling. Her carefully managed online presence had become unrecognizable. One moment she was posting spiritual affirmations about truth always coming to light, and the next she was lashing out in the comments, accusing strangers of being bots or working for Scrappy's PR team. Her Instagram lives became increasingly erratic, often filled with vague threats, emotional rants, and bizarre claims that the whole situation was part of a bigger conspiracy against her. At one point, she even hinted that the lab results were falsified and that Scrappy had connections to make it go away. The desperation was palpable, and even her own followers began expressing concern. Some tried to defend her, but others started to distance themselves, realizing that whatever was happening had gone far beyond heartbreak or drama. It was delusion. But in the midst of all the madness, a new twist emerged that no one saw coming. A well-known entertainment blogger released a report claiming that Erica had previously attempted to pin the same pregnancy on another man months before accusing Scrappy. According to this insider, Erica had reached out to a different former flame with similar claims, but when he asked for a paternity test, she suddenly stopped communicating with him. The timeline matched up almost too perfectly, and the blogger promised more receipts were on the way. If true, this wouldn't just make Erica a manipulator, it would paint her as someone who premeditated the entire scandal. The public reaction to this revelation was immediate and unforgiving. Comment sections were flooded with shock, disgust, and disbelief. Supporters who had once passionately defended her now felt duped, and some even publicly apologized to Scrappy for not believing him sooner. Erica's name was quickly becoming synonymous with one of the most elaborate manipulations in recent gossip history. Scrappy, in a rare candid moment, broke his silence during a live stream with a friend. He didn't go into detail, but his message was clear. He felt betrayed, hurt, and ready to move on. He thanked his fans for standing by him, especially those who supported him after the truth came out. He also made it a point to call out the dangers of cancel culture and how easy it is for someone to lose everything based on a lie. That live alone was enough to reignite public sympathy for Scrappy. He wasn't perfect, but he had been honest. And in a scandal full of smoke and mirrors, that counted for something. Meanwhile, Erica's attempts to shift blame or salvage her image were falling flat. Every new post she made was met with skepticism and sarcasm. Her partnerships with small brands were quietly dissolving, and rumors started that several companies were pulling out of upcoming deals due to the controversy. One sponsor reportedly terminated their contract just hours after the leaked voice memo gained traction online. What once looked like a promising business boom built off public sympathy was now turning into a financial and reputational disaster. And as for Erica's dream of reality TV stardom, that bubble may have burst for good. Industry insiders claim that production companies were hesitant to touch her now, worried that aligning with her might bring more backlash than ratings. One producer was quoted anonymously saying, "This is the kind of scandal you don't want on sets, not entertaining, it's toxic." Despite it all, Erica continued to double down. She teased a big reveal coming soon, promising her version of the truth would be told. But very few were still listening. The once curious audience had moved on, disillusioned and burnt out by the never-ending chaos. What had started as a bold claim about paternity had turned into a cautionary tale about deception, clout chasing, and the danger of playing victim when the receipts tell another story. Scrappy had survived the storm, not without scars, but with a renewed sense of clarity. Jada, though bruised by the backlash, was still standing tall, and Erica, who once controlled the narrative, now found herself at the mercy of a public she could no longer manipulate. So now that the truth is out, no mask is off, and the receipts are undeniable, what do you think? Was this just another messy celebrity scandal, or are we witnessing the downfall of someone who built their entire brand on lies? Is Erica Pinkett a victim of public scrutiny gone too far, or the mastermind of one of the boldest manipulations in recent memory? And more importantly, can Scrappy ever truly bounce back from the damage done, or will this scandal follow him forever? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Don't hold back, because this story has everyone talking. If you found yourself shouting, "No way!" at any point in this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Lets us know you're just as stunned as we are. And if you want more jaw-dropping revelations, chaotic drama, and explosive truths from the wild world of celebrity scandals, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We've got more heat coming, and you won't want to miss a second. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your popcorn ready, and remember, just because it's trending doesn't mean it's true. Unless we're the ones exposing it.